Hello students, Michael Sanchez, violin teacher here. Today I'm going to talk about the top 3 reasons why students create a bow squeak. So the dreaded bow squeak is basically when the violin accidentally does something like this. Something very ugly and very distracting to one's progress. So I'm basically going to go through the top 3 reasons why I see that happen, and hopefully you guys can avoid them in your own practice sessions. So the number one reason I find that students create that sound is that they just have too much overall grab on the bow. So it's so important that you don't grab the bow tight, that you have a relaxed hand, your fingers curved. The way you basically have to look at it is that the violin is holding the bow for you. Notice that the violin is level. If I set it on the strings, it doesn't really take much of anything for me to hold it up. Actually, if I have it in a certain spot, the bow will balance on the instrument. I'm not going to be able to do it right now, but you get my point. So yeah, it doesn't take a lot of grab on the bow to be able to achieve that. That's the number one reason. Number 2 is students that use too much arm. So I find that when students play the violin, they tend to just kind of play like this no matter where they're at in the bow stroke. Their arm is just always moving. Basically, what's happening there is that the shoulder is guiding the stroke. The shoulder is a big muscle that's really commonly used in a lot of activities, but unfortunately it really hurts your sound on the violin. So what you actually have to do is you have to just extend out a little bit with your arm like this, in about the first quarter of the bow stroke, and then extend the arm out, and then bend the wrist coming back without moving the arm or the shoulder, and then come in. So we have basically 4 parts of the bow. We have part 1, part 2, extend, part 3, bend the wrist, and part 4, come in with the arm, like that. So this would be incorrect. See how much the arm's moving? This is correct. Like that. Alright, the third reason actually kind of relates to what I just did there, and that's basically that the wrist isn't bending enough. So a lot of times I find that students tend to just kind of have a locked wrist, so no matter where they're at in the bow stroke, they could be down here, they could be up here, the wrist is kind of always the same. And basically when that happens, there's a lot of tension up against the bow with the wrist. Whereas if you're bending the wrist, now you're kind of releasing that tension up against the bow, which causes you to avoid bad sounds. So let's recap the 3 things again. Number 1, grabbing the bow too tight. Avoid that. Number 2, using too much arm. And number 3, not bending the wrist. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please visit violintutorpro.com for any more tips and advice from professionals, teachers from all over the world. Have a great day.